and who has given us the exclusive access, rare access into the heart of where this is being done right here downtown in Limbe. Mr. Valentine, Bob Didi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for receiving us today at the headquarters of your complex right here in Limbe.
Thank you, CRTV, for coming to interview me.
You are one of the youngest PDGs in this country, Cameroun, who actually started from scratch, which is not an inheritance from your dad or mom. Can you tell us how you make it right up to where you are today?
Well, I always tell people I started as a common photographer up to this level I am today, taking recycled product and recycling the plastic and bring it into finished product that you can see in the market, like fish, shopping bags, packaging, like you go to Conjecam, you buy and they put it in the plastic. I'm the person doing it. You go to the pharmacy, you buy, you see the plastic that is sold in most pharmacies in Cameroun. I'm the person producing it. You go to pressing, most pressing, I'm the one producing the pressing bags, and so on and so forth. Where I grew up in a very poor family, not really too poor, but my parents were no people I was born in Tico, grew up in Modeka, went to my secondary school in GHS Moyoka, and came to Limbe, become a photographer. All this why I had a vision and I wanted to become a producer. I thought one day after I took a small loan from the bank, and the bank gave me an opportunity to bring a project that they can accompany. Where you are standing, I have invested close to 5 billion CFA, fund prop, my personal money, and that I have done. I think that it's not an easy project. We just have to think. It was all thinking how I have to start. I have never seen a plastic machine. I have never seen where a factory has been. But this is me today. I am making it. I'm taking recycling products, recycle them, bring them into finished product. And I am evolving. This present factory I build have a capacity of 500 million turnover per month.
Wow.
And then I'm employing close to 100 Cameroonians who are working in the project.
Wow. Mr. President, Director General, you are a young man, a young Cameroonian, and when I listen to your story, it's just so amazing. Some youths believe that it is so difficult to make it in Cameroon. Some think that a lot still needs to be done for the climate to be the best. Tell me how you navigate through. How do you assess this climate in Cameroon? Is it easy for every young man to make it?
Well, I think that we can make it in Cameroon. Cameroon is a very, very fertile ground for us to make it. It is not by magic. There is nothing, no help. But I think that in 2009, I won the American lottery. And with all my family, I had to go to America. September, I was supposed to present the embassy, but I asked myself, where am I going? I've already begun something in Cameroon, and I know that I am going to be somewhere. I cancel everything. Some friends who are in America today tried to advise me and told me, you have to leave this country. In America, you make it. But they cannot compare with me today. They know when they come back from America, they stay in my house. So I want to tell the youth that Cameroon is still a virgin ground. There is a lot of opportunities. In this sector of business that I am today, 90% of the people investing in this business are foreigners. You see little or no Cameroonians. I have one of the biggest plastic factory as a Cameroonian to run it. So you see that it's still virgin, and we have to learn, we have to ask questions, analyze them, and come out. There is a lot of other sectors we can make money. We should not be importers. We should not be bringing things. We can produce them right here in Cameroon. And I see them, I cry, oh Lord, give knowledge to my people so that they can benefit. They should not be asking only from the government for employment. because almost 90% of the population also are only seeking for employment from the government. How can the government employ 90% of its population? It's impossible. So we have to create things. We have to. It is a virgin land. We have a lot of sectors that we have not even attended to. We have to start thinking. We have to change our mentality. People think that only going to Europe that you can make money. But I've made money in Cameroon. I am not stealing. I am not cheating. And come to talk about the taxes. The taxes I see in Cameroon are favorable. Once you start stealing taxes, you get into problem.
Okay.
You have to just be honest and pay your taxes rightly, because these taxes are what the government use to benefit other projects that you were. But like in this project, the government gave me a tax-free importation. I did not pay taxes when I was importing for the first 3 years.
Correct.
In the investment phase.
Okay.
There is always those guarantees that government give. Now I'm paying only 5% of my importations. So I think that the government is encouraging a lot of new businesses when you want to invest in Cameroon. It is there, there's an encouragement on investment. So I think that we should think, sit back and think, so that we can make Cameroon better in 2035. No, I think that I am not seeing any difficulties in Cameroon. I love my country. I love Cameroon so much that I don't want to. I have never spent more than 14 days out of Cameroon.
So that's it. You got it out there. It's a success story. One of those rare stories that are success stories we have right here in our country. He's called Mr. Valentine Nkwine, a.k.a. Bob Didi. He's also the president of Victoria United, alias Opopo, One Power, One People. That's the picture from Limbe today. I have been Jack Silvanos along with Bob Ewore. It's over to you, studio. Until then, happy Youth Day.
Happy Youth Day to you, Sylvanus. A beautiful report there. I just love his sense of patriotism and the fact that he said that he had an opportunity to leave the country, what someone would look at as a golden ticket, but he preferred to sit back, put in the work, invest the required energy. And there you go, he has a successful business. See, the whole show, we're getting to the end closely. I've been smiling because I love what I'm wearing. I don't know how the designers got to understand that I love blue, because they just surprised me, and the blue is just scintillating. I want to say a big thanks to the lady first. I'll start with her. Sebken Esther, who's a seamstress and designer. You're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for the blue. Yes, you understand. Representing the Association of Artisan Weavers of the West Region. They're here to talk about traditional weaving for the cultural and economic emancipation of young people. And we're glad, very glad to receive Mr. Potassa. Potassa?
Zeus Louis Legrand.
No, Potassa, the name is correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pronunciation. Zeus Louis Legrand. So I'll just call you Zeus. Welcome back to Cameroon Feeling.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're glad to have you because, as I said earlier, we're talking about celebrating what we have made right here in Cameroon. Yes. And you do traditional weaving. Yes. If you were to explain what traditional weaving is, how would you explain it?
Mm-hmm. Traditional weaving simply is the process of producing fabrics locally made.
Yes.
So we use local tools, as you can see.
Yes,
and we use as a raw material cotton threads that we have it here in Cameroon. Cameroon is one of the largest cotton producers in the Central Africa. But the problem is that we don't transform even 1% of what we produce. So that's the real big challenge. So the problem now that we are solving is that we are trying to promote the transformation of cotton into dresses. Yeah. That's why we continuously train people on this method of production, because we've seen that it's a cultural know-how and it's a technique that have been practiced 100 years back. So our fathers, forefathers were wearing these materials. Yes, and they were using these weaving tools in order to produce their dresses. And now that's the same thing we are doing up to date, and it's working. And Cameroonians are informed about it, and many designers are consuming it, and we are happy to wear it. And every Cameroonian when it happens to wear it, feels very happy, and it's an identity. You see, and West Africans, they are doing it. Us here in Central Africa is 20 years ago. We have been weaving 50 years, and to date, we are continuing the work. So for us, it's a cultural identity that we need to preserve and protect.
Absolutely. I agree with you 1,000% with the fact that you said when you wear it, you feel good. Because it's not a lie. I feel really good. It's comfortable. It's got great quality. But then you mentioned that it's something that's been practiced for many, many years. Tell us a little bit about the history of this.
This textile weaving, hand weaving, we have been weaving in our region because I'm from Fumban, the Nun division. It was brought up by the 17th Sultan. That was King Joya. That brought some weavers from the north that came to our region and trained us. It was for us to be sovereign and not to be dependent on the fabrics that were imported. That was the main vision behind it. So many people were trained. My grandmother was trained in his school. She was trained there, where she learned this weaving. And till then, we have been practicing it. We have never left it fell down, even though there's a problem of raw material that till now we are no more producing cotton in Fumban, but we have it. We bring it, we import it, we buy it
from the north.
From the north.
It's still in the country.
It's still in the country. It's national. It's natural. It's a national product. And we feel happy that today we still practice that intercultural exchange.
That's how it's supposed to be. We have no problem as long as it's within the country. Okay, so you need to bring that closer to you. Yeah. How is this called?
Yes, a loom. Yes, a weaving loom.
Okay. So, but there should be a traditional name for it, right?
Yes, it's a traditional name in Bamun. We call it Kuopashu.
That's the name I want, Kuopashu. Yes. So you need to show us how you do the weaving. First off, you get the cotton.
Yes, first off, we get the cotton as a yarn.
Yes.
Yes, and we get this fabric. We have the sticks here.
Okay, made of wood.
Made of wood. Yes, and it's just natural.
Yes.
Nothing else.
Okay, can you show us how
so the demonstration is simple. The weaving is just a process where we need to interchange this thread.
The thread?
Yes. Have to bypass each other so that it should be waved. So it's simple as that. It just has two principal actions. Yes. Where we bring the forward threads in front and we pass this shorted inside with the yarn. For it to weave, we press the thread. As soon as we are weaving, this part down becomes directly the fabric.
Oh, I can see that.
So we weave directly from threads to the fabric.
Okay. So how long does it take you to do a garment?
But for me personally, it's a day. But today we have a team. I'm not more working alone. We have at least 30 members, and the work are subdivided into steps. Yes, where not only one person does the full step from the first to the last one.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn over to you, Esther. Just continue doing the process. So when he does this, and the fabric is laid bare, how do you step in?
I step in naturally, as he said. It's just very natural because once you have the material, you can do whatever you want. When I say whatever you want, it's from dresses to shoes to bags to yes, it's possible. So the big part of the work, he does it. When it's already done, I am just a designer that can do whatever my mind really tells me to do. As what you have for me.
Oh yes, I'm loving it.
Okay.
So the thing is, you have an association. Yes. What do you do within the association?
Within the association, we are mainly at the part of the transformation and the selling of the dresses and the other objects that we can do with this material.
So do you teach other people how to do it?
Yes, we have a group. It's just an association. So we are in Douala, Fumban, and Yaoundé. So in Douala, for example, we have people that are selling in shops. In Yaoundé, we produce directly dresses, shoes, bags, and in Fumban, they do the material directly, the fabrics.
Zeus, why you continue working? Because we're loving it so much, we don't even want you to stop. While you're working, can you please tell us how it's like, or the importance of transferring such knowledge to the next generation?
Okay, we know culturally, for us, we are aware that every country that is developed, all those countries that are developed today, they have that root, they have inherited their culture. And this is a cultural identity we are having. We can use it as a tool to develop our country too. So for it to be done, I think we need to train. That's the first thing.
Yes.
The first thing is to inform and make people know that we can live while weaving, while being a weaver. We can intervene in the many departments that we are, as she was, as she stated. So when we finish informing, we train. For the training, we are open. We train in university, all these professional schools. Even in our workshop, we welcome students every year that comes for their internship and for their training. They get trained and they inherit the vision we have. And after that, now we start working together.
I have this question because people are like, this all looks nice, but it looks like it's only for high-class people who can afford it. How much would you sell like a garment, like what I'm wearing? How much would it cost?
At least 40,000.
40,000.
But really, you have to know that behind this price, there is a lot of things that can be done so that the price will be affordable for everybody. That's true. So as from now, as you said, there are some little or big problems that we encounter while doing the production. But we are very comfortable in the fact that if tomorrow things change in a better manner, all Cameroonians can really afford to have it just like that.
Because I was just saying that the Cameroonian who is buying a used garment for 1,000 in Mokolo market will be like, this one is 40,000. I have to save for 3 years to be able to buy one. But now you're working in order to make it affordable for the common Cameroonian. Okay,
And so I wanted to add, as you were saying, for a product for the prices to get down, there are two things that have to intervene. We need to increase our capacity of production in order for us to produce at a certain scale. Because if you are not buying in bulk, we still buy raw materials at the higher prices. Meanwhile, if we buy in bulk, we train more, we increase our investment. At the end of the day, I think that the price will drastically fall. And every Cameroonian will be comfortable buying it and will be happy to wear it.
Do you people think I will see this and I'll not touch it? Lies. I must try. Okay? All right.
So if you can touch here, really fabric.
Okay, so where do I pass this rope? I pass it here. So this is how we learn. The idea is to be able to learn how to do this, and then you find some form of economic freedom and then preserve your culture. In line with the theme of this year's Youth Day, how do you think what you do applies to it? Economic patriotism.
Yes, talking of economic patriotism, first of all, it's a national product that all of us, we are happy to wear it and we are happy doing it. So we can't be patriotic without consuming what we produce. And economically, it contributes to the development of our country. Because once we continue employing, when we continue training, it contributes very much to the know-how. We promote our talent, we diversify our production, and we are present in the various and different markets. It contributes a lot, and it also contributes to the theme of import substitution, because we need to substitute what we import from what we produce. And I think all these aspects goes by encouraging our country to encourage us, promote this activity, don't let it fall. And we are happy to know that today, if we use our statistics, at least 20% of Cameroonians are aware of what we are doing. Meanwhile, 10 years back, it was not like that. So with our statistics, we are happy knowing that we are promoting and improving.
Beautiful. Well said, Zeus and Esther. I know you're going to love our next guest coming up right now. We're going to have a little musical bite of Baka. And by the time you come back here, we'll be shaking it with the Baka Indigenes. Stay with us.
Thank you.
Okay. We have just been joined by Baka. Baka, please have a seat. Have a seat. You are welcome. Wow. Baka back in Cameroon feeling.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So Baka, tell us about that song we just listened to. What's it called?
This song is is a big song for forest, and we're remembering our ancestors.
Good.
Because it's okay for all of Africa, all of Cameroon, to back our road, to know about nature.
Yes.
Donc it's a song, it's mystic reggae.
Ah, mystic reggae.
Mystic reggae. Because they say Africa is a mystic, Africa is, yes. They saying that sorcery, yes, it's okay for all of Africa to know about forest,
yes,
to know about our culture.
Our culture. Sometimes people say witchcraft, like it's but it's a craft. It's an ability. It depends on how you use it. So we don't need to denigrate what is ours. We need to embrace it and show how positive it can be. Okay, so Baka, tell us how the Baka community, how they add on to nation building.
Yeah, nation building. Baka people, Baka is a people who is saying we know about nature. But now we get a problem. The problem is the other Africa, the other person, the Bantu people, they go to forest, and now the forest, they cut a tree.
Yeah.
Is a big problem for Baka, because forest is a life.
Yes.
Forest is life. Forest is a place where Baka go and remember how, because they say God, Jesus, and all of Jesus is for Baka is our Jesus. When they cut a tree, they finish to cut a tree. Is it okay? Say they don't get again Jesus. There is speaking. I'm talking for all of Cameroonian and also government to keep our big forests.
It's their
to keep
home.
Our bassin de Congo forest. It's okay. Say our minister for forest they do something, but it's okay to come to visit Baka and to ask to Baka people, how is it? How about our environment? How about our culture? And to stop the saying that the sachet, that one they cut it like that, sachet, to drink that wine.
Yeah.
Because if they don't make effort, government don't make effort, is a problem because when they take the sachet, this wine, this alcohol wine, they call it sachet.
Yes.
They know it's something like I don't know.
Yeah, it's a plastic. It's in a plastic.
It's a plastic. It's some wine inside.
Yes.
They don't know. They don't know which the place inside the sachet come. You got the traditional wine. Yes, it's okay for we to take our traditional wine.
You see, it's in line with what we're talking about in the National Youth Day, which is to celebrate what we have as ours.
Yes.
Just like you said, we need to go back to our roots to understand where we're from, and then preserve what we have and transform what we have in the best way possible that can be able to feed us as a country instead of constantly importing from other countries. That's why we have here, you can see Zeus is here with Esther. I want you, Zeus, to pass on the message to a Cameroonian who is looking at you, at what you're doing, and would want to participate in nation building, in economic patriotism, but they don't even know how to start, especially when it has to do with textile. What would you tell them?
What I would tell them is that in our country now, we need to be aware of the status and the stage where we are is very important. Knowing that now we have many things we need to do. And as I always say that our country is not yet built up to 20%, even 10%. It means that we have many challenges. And for that, the first thing I always say is that we need training and we need to be focused. Every youth need to choose a domain, either textile, mechanic, stay focused in it, train, learn from others that are already in front of us.
Yes.
So that's so that there should be that transfer of competence and come back, build his enterprise or his entity or his workshop and start training the others, share his knowledge, and at the same time that put his products on the market, because that's where the big game will always be played. When you put your products on the market, customers, you have feedbacks, you have many challenges, you know how to structure your production, and you know how to increase your production in order to satisfy the demand. And all that needs competence, discipline, how can I say, financial knowledge too, because it's very important, because we are open to manage resources and finance in order to develop our business. So I think that Cameroonians who wants to contribute really to the development of this country now and tomorrow need to be focused, objective and disciplined, and still then have to have the mind of teamwork, because it's very important.
Very
you won't
important.
work alone.
You cannot do it alone. That is why you're here with the gorgeous Esther. And how do I say thank you in your mother tongue?
We say thank you. Ayereni.
Ayereni.
That's it.
Okay. So Baka.
Yeah, man.
It's time for you to perform.
Yeah, man.
So can you position yourselves?
You know, I want to say something. You know, this Baka music, my music, is a music. It's not okay to climb a hand. It's okay to listen.
Oh.
Because when I'm saying for forest, say that. Baka. I'm do like that. You know, it's a forest. It's our nature. It's okay now to people and many artists to understand. Is a music. So now, let me, Mama, speak my language, my Baka language, Mama. Because this song, the Bababa, is Bababa, is too ancestral. 1,000. Now, yeah.